Thomas Yelloweyes with Night Train Pickleball, and today I want to shoot a little bit longer video because I have a couple things that I want to cover in the ready position, right? So we're just going to do the ready position here at the no volley zone. All right, so just make it simple for you. But we know that, you know, our feet are about shoulder width apart. We're going to bend at the knees, but we want to drop our bottom down, keep our chest and our head up, right? And then we're going to have our paddle up, whether you have it at 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, somewhere in there, right? So this is our ready position, okay? So what I see a lot happen when I teach this is players will get started in the ready position, but inevitably what will happen is if they're here, they start relaxing, their feet get closer together, and then they stand up. So that's the very first thing that happens, is their feet will move closer together and then they'll stand up. And number two, when they stand up, their paddle drops down. So now their paddle's down here and they're standing here trying to play the game of pickleball right here, right? So then what happens is then a ball gets hit up here, maybe to their left shoulder or maybe there, and then they're trying to bring the paddle up and hit the ball from here, and it doesn't end up being a successful shot, right? At the very least, the very most, it'll be a lucky shot, but not a duplicatable shot. So really want to emphasize staying down, keeping the chest up, the head up, and the paddle being here in the ready position, right? Because we want to play the game in front of us. So that's the first thing. The next thing that happens is when a player stands up and is here, they have a tendency to want to cross over or have not very good footwork. So now they're stepping over, they're turning sideways, they're stacking their feet. So here's a little trick I do with our players is when I have them down in the ready position, so actually what I do is I have them stand up and I say, okay, cross over. Pretty easy to cross over, right? No big deal. But then I tell them, you know, ask them, let's get in the ready position down here. And then I say, now cross over. And it's not real easy to cross over. You can try that at home, but if you're down and ready, it's not easy to cross over. What you have to do is you have to completely turn your body to do this. And then we're definitely in a position that we don't want to be. Now, let me emphasize this, okay? So those are the two things I want to talk about. But let me throw this in there. I'm usually teaching beginners up to intermediate, and most of the players I'm teaching are beginners. And what I don't want to do is start teaching them to cross over if that's not something that they've normally done. Say they come from tennis and they have a really good crossover, I'm not going to mess with that. But for the most part, most of my players that are coming that are new, they don't have the crossover naturally or have been taught that, so I don't teach them the crossover. So this is not a natural movement I have them do, okay, especially backhand. Even though I know as you get, you know, moving up, that actually gives you a little more reach, and that's fine. But from here, I don't want them crossing over. I want them to learn to keep their head and their chest and their hips in line, you know, facing down the court, okay? So again, we're gonna be down and ready in the ready position. We wanna stay here instead of standing up. And number two, we wanna not stand up because it was easier for our footwork to get off than it is to stay down and trying to cross over. Okay, I hope that helps a few of you as you're drilling and your pickleball game is getting better. Again, I'm Thomas Yelloweyes with Night Train Pickleball, and we'll see you in the next video.